grew up in Virginia, and you can't grow up in Virginia without having knowledge of Episcopal High School and an understanding of what a proud and wonderful institution it is.
The day we interviewed with him, I was on the search committee, and they said, Mr. Hershey, why don't you sit over there? So he sat down next to me, and you knew he was the next head of the school. There was no question about it.
There's a real alignment between my belief system and the beliefs that Episcopal High School is founded upon. I've often said, and I really believe, that if you've chosen to do what I've chosen to do for your life and for your career, there's no better place in the country to do it than at Episcopal High School.
He made himself available, and he had that dad caringness that you can see. People started to gravitate to him.
It's so interesting to think about how many people are at the school and then how he knows every single one of them individually.
We usually have breakfast before the board meetings, and we'll be in the dining room, and he knows all the people that are working in the kitchen staff. And I don't know if he sits around with some kind of photo chart and studies names, but he figures it out. And it's impressive because it makes people feel special and appreciated. And the important thing is it's genuine.
Every year when the spring breaks, I get an email to get an invite to come play with him over at Bellhaven to be his guest. And I don't think since I've been here, I haven't gotten that invite every year. And I'm thinking, I'm just the equipment guy around here.
I like the scale of the school where you can know everybody. You know the students, you know their names. I also wanted to be a headmaster who's a member of the community. So I've been able to teach. I've been able to go to games. I've been able to go to chapel, sit-down meals, and be a real member of the student and faculty community here. And to me, that's the most fulfilling.
He just loves the students. He really does. He acts like a kid sometimes himself. He gets such joy out of their accomplishments. And whether it's sports or academics or arts or whatever it is, he's right there for them.
There's nothing I enjoy more than watching the students perform athletically, perform in the theater. I love catching them at their best moments and being able to be a part of that and to share that with them.
He would come to our field hockey games, and we might be down 5-1, but he would still be there cheering just like we were winning 5-0.
He is into football. He could be into football as much as Coach Vulgaris is into football during the football season.
Basketball games might be a good time to see him potentially lose his cool.
It seems to me that the meaning of sport transcends the actual sporting activity itself and has a lot to do with how young people grow and how they come to think of themselves and how they relate and connect to their peers. At a place like Episcopal, sport has always been a big part of the culture of the school. And it's not just athletic dominance. It's about everybody participating, sportsmanship, hard work, teamwork.
1, 2, 3, work on!
And I think those lessons are still front and center at EHS.
Mr. Hershey is about the students. He is about developing and building students. And he has been very strong about creating programs where students can develop their own individual interests and talents.
There's one line in our mission statement that strikes me as sort of the core statement, that we teach young people to lead principled lives of leadership and service to others. And that's a power-laden sentence there, but each of those dimensions is important to me. And I think that is still what defines Episcopal High School. You're still going to find the honor system. You're still going to find a powerfully close relationship between students and faculty. You're still going to find a deep respect, one student for the other.
He taught us that we we're more than just Episcopal students, that we were part of a community that was bigger than just ourselves. Mr. Hershey really wanted kids to actually go out and experience the world and realize that let's serve the community around us, let's serve the community of Alexandria, let's serve just the Episcopal community and really be at service for each other, but also let's realize that we're citizens of a greater world.
Under Rob's direction, the school's growing, so we needed new and more facilities, not just making the old ones better. And so you have Baker Science Center, Ainsley Arts Center, the new expanded athletic facility, Hoxton Dorm. These are all buildings that were not here when Rob got here.
It's just flourished, but it's not a superficial kind of change of look, and appearance. It's each of those additions to our campus has been for a purpose and has been for the purpose of the students.
He has very little reserve when it comes to accomplishing what he perceives to be a worthy objective.
He is really stubborn. He is really stubborn.
He knows what Episcopal stands for, and he's never going to compromise on the things that make Episcopal what Episcopal is.
That's one thing that Rob has always kind of driven home is, we know who we are and we stand for who we are.
Sometimes we would have to go round and round to ultimately get to the place that we needed to in terms of making a decision because he is stubborn.
At Episcopal, there's a tremendously high regard for the faculty and for the administration, and it really enables you to be a leader. The board, the alumni, the faculty accord you the respect to lead.
He can make those tough decisions. He certainly is true to his core principles and values as he makes those decisions.
When the community needs strength, he's there to say, this is tough, but don't worry, we have a plan and we're working on this. And in that environment, you need someone who can make clear decisions and make them in a timely manner and explain those decisions clearly.
At EHS, there is and has been for 150 years an explicit code of honor. But I think just as important as that, and maybe even longer term important, is simply helping students to learn what it is to live an honorable life and the value of being an honorable person.
What you discover about Rob is he's got this extraordinary sense of decency and goodness about him. He's a really fine, good person.
I feel like he made me a better person just by being in his community. He sets the bar for everyone else, and we all fall somewhere under it, but we're all working to be like Mr. Hershey. That's what I feel like.
Kathleen and I have spent our entire lives in the world of schools, and she has been a tremendous partner throughout. At Episcopal, the closeness and the intimacy of the community is so powerful that the friendships we have here, the people we've come to know and love here, we're really going to miss them.
I walked into chapel a few minutes late the day he made the announcement that he was retiring. Everyone was there. There was not a dry eye in the room. Everyone's just been touched by him.
Like so many people that go into teaching, I went in for 2 or 3 years to see how I'd like it. And 45 years later, I can tell you I've loved it.